At one point this past weekend, during TAC games, they didn't have a 40-pound sandbag, so they gave us like a 60-pound, and they were like, sorry, like, you're just gonna have to do 60. And Alyssa and I were like, okay. It was right before the stage started, so that was kind of insane. And it was one of those where, did you ever do a barricade one where you had to like jump over and under?
Yes.
What's it called? What?
The yoke, or was it a wall?
Gosh, I don't know. It was both. So it was like over, under, over, and then there was one that was like several tiers, and the elite people had to go to the very top. But if you're just in a team or any other division, it's like you don't have to go as high up.
Yeah, we had something similar. We had actually ours was there was a bag that you had to throw over a bar, and it was at different heights depending on what level. So you had to throw it a lot harder and a lot higher, and it was a heavier bag if it was higher.
Right.
And then there was a yoke that you had to throw a big, huge sandbag over, and the weights were different.
Yes.
By the way, on that one, we asked how many mags the stage required.
Yeah.
And they were like, 2 mags. And we're like, okay, so we only need 2 mags. They're like, yeah, you only need 2 mags. Well, we start the stage. We're throwing these massive sandbags over the yoke, running, shooting, coming back, throwing it over. And we run out of ammo. And we're like, it was 2 mags each. Not just 2 mags. We thought it was 2 mags total. But we even said to the RO, we're like, okay, so if we each have a mag, we're good. They said yes. So I don't know if they were confused.
They were probably confused.
Yeah, whatever it was. Anyway, miscommunication. We're like running and we're out of ammo. And Tommy's like, I've got loaded mags over at the wagon. I'm like, go get your mags. And I'm like, we were at that point at the 200-pound sandbag. And I'm like, I'm just gonna get this thing over. And
Do you carry it together?
So yeah, we would go, and it was like you started with a 50, and then it went up to 75, then 100 and 150. I think it ended with a 200-pound sandbag.
Yeah.
So obviously you're getting more exhausted running, shooting, coming back, lifting a heavier sandbag over the yoke.
Right.
We were down to like pretty much the end. I think we had 2 left. I think it was 150 and then 200. And while he's getting ammo, I had to do both of those by myself.
Oh, like, my God.
Throw this, I mean,
God.
dead weight, those sandbags, 200 pounds.
Right.
Like, I could barely get the thing, like, my forearms were so cramped and, like, locked up.
Absolutely.
But anyway, we got it done. We ended up finishing the stage pretty strong. But
that's incredible.
Yeah, it was wild.
And for context, this is for people listening that don't know how the tactical games works. And by the way, this came up because I told Ryan I just gotten back from the TAC games this past weekend. He was like, oh, I've done the TAC games. So we're like sharing our like trauma from the games that we signed up for.
Lots of trauma.
Right, exactly. But there are 4 stages a day. And was that the same for you all with like a pretty large break in between, at least long break? And so if you're hearing this is after you've probably already done a few stages in your day, I'm assuming. So
we had. Yeah. I think it was our second or third that day.
Ooh, okay.
So we were already tired.
For more context, Alyssa and I the other day during our like last few weeks before the game, she was like, we should do some sandbag work. And I was like, absolutely. Well, there was only like one 75-pound bag and then like a 150-pound bag. So she and I were like, yeah, that's okay. Like you take the 150, I take the 75, and then we'll switch. So we like go to pick the 150 up and we like could not move it. So we both had to carry it. Like we were basically this close to each other trying to carry the sandbag between us over to the middle of the gym just to use it. And then we were thinking like, how are we going to actually use this for the workout? It's 150 pounds.
Crazy.
And it's a sandbag. So it's not like you're not picking up a barbell.
Yeah,
you're picking up
all dead weight.
A sack, that moves with however you choose to, manipulate it. So that's so impressive.
Every stabilizing muscle is engaged when you're doing sandbag work.
Right.
Like, and that's why you're like, why am I way more sore? Like I can lift a 150-pound barbell and I'm fine. But sandbag, totally different.
Absolutely. Oh my goodness. And I wish we had caught the beginning of this conversation on the episode. So please tell us, you guys got rained on. We had perfect weather. Yeah. I don't want to brag here, but like Kingman, Arizona, over this past weekend, I think we were at like 65 to 75 degrees. And 75 was like only a few hours a day where you were like, oh, it's a little hot. But you guys got poured on.
Yeah. So it was, it was in the middle of the summer. It was right on the border of St. George and St. George, Utah and Arizona. Like we when we ran the last stage we did was like a 4.5 mile run. It was like 106, 107 degrees in the afternoon, the hottest part of the day.
Oh my God.
And we're already exhausted. This is literally like, so the last day, the last stage. And we're running, and we run through this dry riverbed on the way right to the touch point before we come back. Well, on the way back, it just starts pouring rain, like torrential downpour. So by the time we get to the riverbed, it's a flash flood, like up to our waist, like rushing, like, so Tommy Lee was my partner, and he almost got swept away, right? Because he's a smaller guy.
Right.
And so we had to make our way through this river.
Sorry.
And then we had to run the second half with like, you know, soaking wet boots. And it was an experience, I'll tell you.
Right. Yeah. Which like my shoes have gotten wet before, and it's been like slosh, and it's just uncomfy, and you're like, oh, I can't wait to be dry. I can't imagine having to just power through that. Our hardest part of the run, so we had I didn't tell you this, we've had a 1.5 mile run with full kit. Yeah. And the hardest part of that was the terrain changing. So we had like really deep sand and then like concrete almost, and then back and forth. Yeah. So you had to really keep an eye on like where you were in the path, and then you're running alongside people. So you might get stuck in like the deep sand portion, but that's the worst it got for us. So that's impressive. Did you see Alyssa's story with her back cut?
I didn't.
So let me pull this up. So Alyssa's sling rubbed so badly against her back that it literally cut her to the point where I was like, does she need stitches? So
on the run, we were lucky. We didn't have to carry our rifles. Yeah. Just because of the law change between Utah and Arizona.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So we did have our kit. We had our belts and everything, but we didn't have our rifles for the run. So that was a blessing.
That is nice, but also like that's so interesting that you guys were right on that border. They talked about that too. Oh, I think this is like this went down. I think
it was pretty historic. Yeah,
yeah, because there's
a lot of things that changed after that.
Right, we complained about the sand, and they were like, "Well, at least you're not treading water," and we were like, "What?" and then they were like, "You can put your rifles on for this one because we're not crossing over state borders," and we were like, "What?" Like there was you guys were at a crazy.
That was us. They're quoting ours. Yeah,
that's insane. Okay, this is her.
Oh my god!
I know, it's pretty insane. We'll pop a photo up here if we're talking about it, but she takes her stuff off, and she was like, wow, my shoulder hurts a little bit. And then like, at the end, everyone's like kind of aggregated, and they're like, whoa, that was crazy. So everyone's looking at her back and saying like, dude, your back is insane. She's like, no, is it that bad? And everyone's like, yeah, it's pretty bad. So I ended up.
Was that the last day?
This was, yes, day 2, stage 2 of 4.
Okay. So she still had to do 2 more.
She did. So we wrapped her. I took like, those bandages that have like 2 prongs each way. I did like the pre-med thing. I dropped out of med school, so this is like the best I could do. But I like put the bandage down and then like pulled it over her skin, almost like just pulling the skin closer together. Because she started to put her weight vest on over that. And I was like, dude, that's at least going to get infected. Like, let's put that together. So do you think you'll ever do it again?
No.
Because
I'm 45.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Dude, but also like if anyone's going to do it at 45. It would be you. It would be you.
I was already over 40 when I did it, and I wasn't in the 40 plus category. I'm like, I'm going to compete against it because like I'm in shape. I'm addicted to the gym. I go 6 days a week.
Absolutely.
But it's the recovery, just my joints, and I was a professional dancer.
Yes,
we'll have to talk
we're
about
gonna
that.
absolutely talk about that. I'm ready. Yes.
So I put a lot of miles on my body.
Yeah.
And now just USPSA is my focus, and I just want to stay healthy for that. So
absolutely. And it's USPSA gives you that element. Like it's not like Steel Challenge. You're not standing and shooting steel. Like you're getting to move, and you move like a dancer. Oh my God, we're gonna talk about this. That sounds like you have such an interesting, unique perspective. I'm excited to dive in. But yeah, that makes sense. And I think this is a great message for the listeners. If anyone's in your same boat and they're like, man, I want to do this, but it's not worth risking your body and not being able to go to work and do what you need to provide for yourself and your family and those things.
Everyone's different, right?
Yes.
Like I have 2 bulging discs. I have like a lot of miles on my knees, tendonitis in my forearms and elbows. So like I am definitely glad that I did it. And I wouldn't have done it any differently. I definitely loved the experience. It was one of the things that challenged me like more than anything, I mean, just mentally, physically, you're shooting.
Oh my gosh.
And it just depends on the person. If you're in, great shape, you've got a body that's in it, or if you just want to do it once just to see if you can do it. Like I trained for it before because I trained for 6 months for it.
Good. Okay. Yeah. So if you don't mind me asking, how did your training adjust for the tactical games?
So pretty much a lot of HIIT workouts, but with weight. Like, so my cardio was a lot of HIIT, high intensity interval training, but adding more weight, adding more weight, adding more weight, a lot of breath work.
Yeah.
So I would actually, during those workouts, during my sprints, I would just learn how to harness my breath and get into a cadence. A lot of nasal breathing. And then I would actually pick something on the wall at the gym and I would visualize shooting it while my heart rate is up and I'm like, I can barely breathe. So it was like getting to a point where you just want to throw up, but then still like pushing through it mentally and with your breath and still staying focused, because that was the biggest thing there is like, okay, I can shoot when I'm not about to throw up. And he's like, you know, I'm trembling.
Yes. Yeah.
But can you keep it together when you are?
Right.
So I tried to do that in my workouts as much as possible.
Absolutely.
Train with plate carrier and things like that too. So.
Incredible. Good for you. Very, very dedicated. I did not do any breath work. And there were a few times where I was like, oh yeah, I'm supposed to breathe right now. And then I would get up to shoot rifle and I'd be like,
yep.
Like kind of almost like you have to bear down, like keep your body completely still. It's if you have never done it, then it's kind of jarring. But if you're putting it into the context of training,
I would literally get to the point where I was so exhausted in my workouts, and then I would hold my breath for as long as I could, because I knew that's what I was going to do when I was getting behind the glass on the rifle.
Oh, that's so cool. That's so cool.
Anyway, some tips for those. That did work for me. It really, really did help me a lot.
Absolutely. That's so good to know. So for you, it was going to see, like, if you, like you said earlier, everyone has different motivations for it. Was yours just to kind of do it and experience it?
Yeah. I am obsessed with things that are extremely difficult. That's why I shoot, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's why I was a professional dancer.
Yes.
I had tried all the sports, football, baseball, soccer, basketball.
Yeah.
Nothing challenged me as much as dance did.
Absolutely.
It was harder, and all the pretty girls were there. So I'd be like, rub it up against sweaty dudes. Here you go. I was, a teenager.
Of
I was young.
course. Wait, so how old exactly were you when you got into dancing?
Well, actually, I was like 3 when my mom got me into dance. I was like,
that's so awesome.
Little bunny ears, like, those little toddlers on stage and like little weird.
Wait, that was you. That's so cute. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yes, that's all on my For You page right now because I've been prepping for
I could send you a picture and we could make it very embarrassing.
You absolutely have to. That's so awesome.
And then, but it was really in my teens, like 13, 14, that I started getting more just really competitive and wanting to, obviously girls at that time. And so, and I was trying all the different sports and things. I did martial arts. I was a gymnast. I played the saxophone. I tried everything. I was a skater. I rode like half pipes and stuff.
No way.
I just asked my mom, like, I've been the kid that has to do everything. I have to be busy. But it's like the constant pursuit of, like, what is the hardest thing I can do? What challenges me the most? And then I always gravitate to that.
Yeah.
When I find that, I go all in on it.
Absolutely. So when you found, not to jump back to TAC games, from coming back to dancing, but when you found TAC games, you were like, whoa, fitness and shooting. Yeah. Like this is
hard.
Cool. Yeah.
This is like, okay, I love all the tactical training I'm doing. I love fitness. Put it together. Yeah, let's try this. Let's see how it can fit. So.
Absolutely. And what was your training trajectory from 3 to those adolescent years?
In dance?
Yes. And up until today, if you don't mind.
Yeah. So
I know it's a big
no, it was just kind of like, so I grew up in a dance studio. My mom owns one today, Charisma Dance Studio in Springville, Utah. But I come from a long line of dancers. My grandparents, I'm Italian. My Italian grandparents were professional ballroom dancers.
Incredible.
My mom as well. So it's kind of like in my blood. But yeah, she got me into it and I thought it was cool. I mean, I did like break dancing and I did other styles too. Yeah. The ballroom was kind of like the focus of what she did. I mean, she does everything in her studio, but that's kind of where I gravitated to. I don't know if she thought like this will be good, teach them how to be a gentleman, like girls.
Oh my goodness, absolutely.
But I do remember at around 13 or 14, I was like, I don't want to do this because you want me to do it, Mom. Like you want me to do this, so I don't want to do it anymore. Right. And she made the best decision she could have ever made, which is she actually backed off, which is like, oh, okay. And I was like, what? Because like, that's not my mom. Like my mom's like, I mean, we went through a lot of hardship growing up. And so she just wanted to really make sure that we turned out well. She's incredible. She's my hero. Like, we went through a lot. And anyway, but she did the right thing. She backed off. And then that's when a couple of really pretty girls like joined the dance classes that I was going to. And then by the end of that year, she's like, so you quitting? And I'm like, I think I'll stick around.
Oh my God. Does she know now that that's motivating? Okay, yeah. I'm sure she knew then a bit too, but yeah, that's so cool.
But so, and then I started dancing with one of those girls, and then we started excelling, and I got that competitive bug, and I was like, okay, I'm all in, because it was my decision, right? So that's why she was smart, because it was my decision, and that's what I do with anything that I choose to do. I'm like all in on. So
that's so cool.
Yeah. And so I went through the whole competitive circuit, the ballroom dance competitive circuit. And it was one of the lessons that I learned in terms of really taking a skill and what is required to perfect that skill. I mean, that's been a blessing for my whole life, and it's now applying to my shooting today. So we can talk about that.
Oh my gosh. Oh yeah. We're absolutely going to get there. Oh man, I'm so excited. Yes. So something I feel excited to talk about is like the footwork and the focus on like proprioceptive skills for dancing transferred over into shooting. I want to get into that for sure. I would love to know kind of like where you saw shooting and dancing align the most, to kind of go into that, if you don't mind.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Very general, but
no, you're good. I mean, I think I was 5 when I shot my first gun. Like,
nice.
My stepdad helped me hold the gun. I think it was a 9mm Beretta, and I hit the can that first shot, and I was addicted.
Yeah, of course.
Like, this is awesome.
Such a good feeling.
And I grew up obviously watching all the action movies and whatnot. And so, I got into guns as soon as I could have my own pistol and rifles. We were like in our dance career though at that time, my wife and I. So my wife was also my professional partner.
Wait, from when you were young?
I met her when I was 22.
Okay.
Right. So she actually was competing against her on the competition floor.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wanted to dance with her because she was like the best girl. And like she was like always first, and like me and my partner were like second, third, or whatever.
You guys need a movie.
But we totally could.
This is a movie plot right now.
Little do you know, a story actually. Yeah. Anyway, so she we kept it separate because we didn't want dance to be the reason why I got married. Anyway,
makes total sense.
So we did get married, and then we started dancing together. We were dancing professionally. We were on So You Think You Can Dance,
right?
Dancing with
season
the Stars.
6, right?
Yeah, season 6.
So cool. Yes.
Broadway. But then when we moved back here, I was still, we were traveling a little bit, and I was teaching, but I'm like, I started buying more guns, and like, because I had the time, I had the, we're here in Utah again. I'm not in like LA, which is like, it kind of is, it sucks.
Totally
not
fair.
Not friendly in any way.
Heard also just the culture is very different. Yeah. I'm sure that would be difficult. Yeah, absolutely.
So, and it got to a point where I just needed to get out of that culture. Just the culture here, and just the gun community. Everybody is just my people.
So the gun community was one of the reasons you moved, or that was one of the benefits?
No, that's just one of the benefits coming back.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Good to know.
So in fact, so I think it was around, it's probably been about 10 years now that I started really taking it seriously.
Okay.
So it started with just buying more, going out, plinking like we all do.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
And then I think it was like 10 years ago, I started like getting serious because I'm like, it's just not enough for me. Like we talked about, like I need to be progressing. I believe that one of the purposes of life, really the main purpose, is growth.
Yeah.
Right. Learning.
Absolutely.
Progress. So if you're not learning, if you're not progressing in something, you're not living.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm like, okay, let's do this. And so I started watching YouTube videos. Same story, Lucas Bakken. A lot of people have this.
Yes.
Here it's Arms. He really is a pivotal, influential person.
Absolutely. He's been on the podcast.
Has he really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Season 1. Yeah. He was one of the last episodes. Yeah. It was very cool to go out before he left T-Rex.
I have never met him. I'd love to meet him. Just
he's a great
thank
guy.
him for anything he does. But
absolutely. I enjoyed that episode very much. Anyway.
So I started going out and like watching his videos, training on my own. And a buddy of mine, I invited him to come, and he's like, "Hey, you should come to this training that I'm going to." It's this guy, Devin Soto. He's a former Army Ranger, and like he does all this training. Like he was a contractor, like really, really high level trained guy. So I went, met Devin, and then that began the shooting journey of just like diving in more and more and more, mostly tactical training, CQB, shoot, move, communicate, long range, just perfecting the rifle and the pistol.
Right.
All of the kind of tactical kind of elements of it is where I started.
Right.
And then Tommy, my buddy Tommy, who had also started training there with Devin, Tactical Cowboy Training Solutions. He, for like the last 3 years, well, before that, actually, because I've been competing now almost 2.5, almost 3 years. But like for 2 years before that, he was like, "You got to come to a competition. Yeah. You got to come to a competition. Yeah. Like the way you move, like you'd beat over half the people in your first match." I'm like, "There's no way."
That's a good friend.
I was just like, in my brain, I was like, "No, I'm not ready. I'm not ready." I'm not ready.
Everyone does that. Isn't that crazy? Like you think you have
our worst self-critic.
Absolutely. Yes.
So anyway, I go and I think I was like 65, 67%.
Oh my God, really? Off the bat?
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. That's B class, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Almost A class.
Yeah.
That's insane.
So
right?
I think 65% is B class. So yeah, it's a B class.
Oh my goodness. Right, that's incredible.
And I'm like, oh,
still trying.
I can do this. Like I'm pretty competitive.
Yeah,
like
that's amazing.
That was my first match. And
that's awesome.
Yeah, I beat out over half of the guys who were there. A lot of guys who had been doing it for years. And I'm like, okay, like I could really excel in this.
Yeah.
So this is a really long way to get to your question.
No, this is great. This whole episode is about you. So please take your time. This is great. Yeah.
So then, everyone right away in my first match was like, that's not fair. How do you move like that? Like I've been doing this for years and I'm still trying to figure out the movement. So instantly it was a benefit, a blessing, but I actually want to talk about why it's also a curse.
Please. Yes.
So, and this is actually something very recent, like within the last month that I have unlocked.
Whoa.
That has absolutely started to completely change my shooting, because I was steadily improving. And then I do feel like I hit a plateau. Okay. And I was I've been like trying to figure out like what is causing this plateau in my shooting, right? So I'm not, when is this going to air?
This will be next week, actually.
Okay.
If that's okay.
So, no, yeah, that's fine. So, I probably won't be a master by the time this airs, but I will be shortly after. I'm right there, like 84%, I think.
Nice. How exciting.
So, but honestly, I feel like I wanted to get there quicker. Okay. But, I mean, everyone has their journey.
Yes.
And I'll have classifiers that like this last one was a 94%. I was
oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Whoa.
Then I have like a 65, or like you bomb one and it's like 42% or something.
Yeah. I know how that goes. Yes.
2 mics, no shoot.
Right.
Because you went too fast.
Yep.
And I've been analyzing my movement, because when I stand and shoot, I can deliver all day, right? All classifiers we're doing now, more our movement, which I love. Right. But at the same time, I'll explain why the movement in dance has been a blessing. It has absolutely like allowed me to progress quicker than I think maybe a lot of other competitors. Yeah. And then why it's a curse. Right. So I have a friend, a mentor, and a teacher named Leo De Leon. He's a GM shooter, Lion's Eye Training. Oh, nice. And a couple matches ago, he's like, "Hey, can I give you some advice?" I'm like, "Absolutely." I'm like, I look up to you, your mentor, like, and he's like, "Your movement, it's just like, I've been watching it lately and it's like choppy." Oh. And I'm like, no. Hard. Right. I was like, if Leo watches this, you need to remember this conversation. Absolutely. And I'm like, what? And he's like, yeah, like you're taking too many steps. Like there's like you're fast. Yeah. And you're like, yeah, I can move like a dancer and I move stylistically. Yeah. He's like, but you're choppy and you're like, sometimes it feels disjointed. And I'm like, this is like cutting me, because everyone was like, you're such a good, and then
it would be so hard to hear.
So here's the curve. I realized when I first started shooting USPSA, I didn't know what I was doing except for just shoot as fast as I can.
Right.
And I realized I did less with my legs. I did less with my feet. And so it's almost like I started better. And then because I'm like, I want to go faster. And I know how to get there with my feet.
Right.
I know how to dance into position better than anyone else.
Right.
And that is actually when my accuracy started suffering more.
Interesting.
I got faster.
Right.
But my accuracy and my hits started to suffer. And I think this is one of the reasons why it's taken me longer to get to a master.
Sure.
Right. Which I believe now I'm going to be able to get to a GM much faster because I've unlocked this.
Oh,
and so I watched some of my videos. He was like, yeah, let's pull up some stages. We're just sitting there and we're looking through, and he's like, look at how many steps you took right there to get to that position. Like, why? Like, why did you do this little hop? Like this little skippity skip thing.
Right.
I'm like, because I know how to use like almost like the dance to get there. And he's like, yeah, but you could have stabilized your gun a lot sooner.
Right. And
you actually could have shot sooner and blended better without that. Yeah, you got to that position faster than I did or someone else did. But that doesn't mean you started shooting sooner or maybe you did start shooting at the same time, but you had worse hits.
Right.
Because your dot wasn't stable and because you were trying to shoot while you're doing that little hippity hop, like the step thing. So I'm watching this and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm doing jive.
Oh,
do you know jive?
Okay, so it's been a while. Can you describe it?
Jive or swing, triple swing.
Oh, yeah.
So jive is like triple swing on steroids.
Okay.
So it's a lot of kicks and flicks and like a lot of steps.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's fast.
Right.
So I'm like, my body is just kind of going into that mode because that's one of the fastest dances there is.
Right.
And so I'm thinking, oh, I'm going to use this.
Right.
Whether it was conscious or subconscious, to be faster.
Yeah.
And here's what's crazy. It's actually supposed to be tango.
That makes sense.
It's supposed to be tango.
Total sense.
So when you're shooting, if you watch the top shooters, they are the same level.
Yeah.
They are low into their legs.
Yeah.
You'll even watch like Christian, right? Seiler, do a lot of drags. He'll drag his foot.
Yeah.
If you go and you Google ballroom tango, that is tango.
That makes a lot of sense. I actually have, when I went to Argentina, took a tango class. Nice. It was the most humbling. I was like, this will be cool. Like, it's just gliding, right? No. Oh my God. Oh my God. There's so much technique. So much technique. Oh my gosh. Watch put a video over this and like show people.
And Argentine tango, there's a lot of like kicks and flicks and things that don't apply to kind of what I'm saying.
Okay.
In fact, and I love Argentine tango, but there anything in Argentine tango that's like the like low, slow kind of gliding, the way that you walk, right?
Right.
Really connected to the ground, really, really grounded. That's what I'm talking about. And if you search ballroom tango, it's a little bit more that style is more what I'm talking about.
Good to know. Okay. I'll have to look up the difference.
Very into your knees, long, grounded steps, dragging connected to the earth.
Yeah.
And in fact, last night, one of my training partners, Parker Ashton, we dry fire together all the time. So in his basement, we have, we built like walls and things and we hang them from the rafters and we create stages. We have barrels and we created several stages. We create a stage and it would be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 targets. There's a wall perpendicular like this way. And then there's one that you have to go around and then horizontal. And you have to shoot all of those and get around both walls in 6 steps.
Okay.
6 steps. That's all you get.
Oh, okay.
So we forced ourselves to do that. And it not only was it faster, this is what's weird.
Okay.
It was faster, but we could be way more accurate. That dot was in the A zone, way better, way better. Accuracy mode plus speed mode. It was like the answer.
Right.
Right. Where we were able to transition that pistol because not every step disrupts the sight. And we're able to transition that pistol. And we just had to figure out, okay, it doesn't work if I start with my left. I need to start with my right foot, left foot, right foot, left foot, right foot, boom. And we literally shot all 8 targets, moved around 2, long, what are they, like 6 feet long barriers, and shot all those targets with 6 steps. And it was faster and it was more stable.
That's incredible.
So that is where my focus is now with my movement. It's really been within the last month. Wow. And already it has made a huge impact, even just like from one day to the next.
Absolutely. This is such good timing. I love that we're hearing it first here. And it's so interesting to hear what you're doing to get that last like bit you need to go master. And then are you interested in getting Grandmaster, I'm assuming?
Oh yeah.
Or you head towards GM? Okay.
So I've one of the other reasons is I haven't just focused on one division. Yeah. So I think I already have my master if I did. I've been doing both carry optics and limited optics, going back and forth.
Interesting. Okay.
And I'm getting close on both. I'm closest on carry optics right now. I'd like to be a 2-division master first, probably. Well, we'll see. I'd like to be for sure a 2-division master.
Okay, yeah.
And then for sure Grandmaster, obviously. Eventually I'd love to be a 2-division Grandmaster. So
absolutely. And remind me what the difference in percentages from, if you know off the top of your head, like from A to M and M to GM. Yeah,
so you're at 75% at A, 85% at M, and 95% at GM.
Okay, that's good to know. And that is like, oh gosh, like I've heard time and time again from like Lena and other professional competitive shooters that percentage jump, like there has to be so much increase in skill, like just to like get that 10% may sound like a lot to a listener, but it's not. Like you have to, or it sounds like a little bit, excuse me, but it's not. It's a lot.
It's a lot.
You have to do a lot to jump those 10%. And so I totally said
it's because I mean they're taking the best 6 of your most recent 8 classifiers, and so it really is a test of where you are because it's taking an average of all of that.
Right.
And so, some days you bomb the classifier.
Right.
And some days you crush it. Some days you get almost a GM run like I did on my last match, 94%.
Right.
So
incredible.
Eventually it will balance out to that's where you're at.
Yes.
Like on your good days and your bad days. Your bad days and your good days average out to you're an 85% shooter. You're a master shooter.
Right.
Which that essentially what that means is you're in the top 80, top 15% of the shooters. Right.
It's a huge deal.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
Absolutely. And to zoom out a little bit for the listeners who maybe don't know, USPSA classifiers, from what I understand, have been very stationary and not. I've always wondered, like, just as a shooter in USPSA myself, like, I've seen the classifier stages compared to these, like, intricate stages. They're not very good representations of the skill it takes to perform on the other stages. And so nowadays they're incorporating more movement. And that's kind of what you were talking about.
Yeah, because that's really what we do. So how does that make sense to just stand and shoot? You never just stand and shoot. I mean, you will in a certain position. Right. In order to actually be a good shooter overall and win that stage, you're moving. You have to. You're not going to. So I love the changes.
Yes.
Makes a lot of sense.
This episode of She Shield is brought to you by Right to Bear. You've probably heard me say that self-defense is more than simply carrying a firearm. It's awareness, avoidance, and preparation for anything that is to come your way. And that's why I'm partnering with Right to Bear. They stand by defenders like you and me. You'll receive benefits like expert witness support, psychological care, gun replacement, and even protection for other lawful self-defense tools like pepper spray, knives, and even your hands and feet if you have to use them in a struggle. What sets Right to Bear apart is that they are dedicated to education and immediate legal response. In case you do ever have to protect yourself, you have access to a 24/7 attorney-answered emergency hotline so that you are never alone. What I love most, though, has to be the personal connection that Right to Bear will have with you as a member. For example, Frank Mike, the president of Right to Bear, will give you a personal phone call when he hears about a claim being filed. That level of care in the industry is extremely rare. If you carry, train, and believe in thinking ahead to protect yourself and your family, consider getting a membership with Right to Bear. If you use my code FIT4FIA10, you will get 10% off your membership, and the link to access this and to learn more is located in the show notes of this episode, which are the notes below the title. Protecting yourself and your family should not leave you defenseless afterwards. Stay safe and stay vigilant with Right to Bear. I'm glad they're adapting. I told you, Lena and I last night, when we hang out, we watch match footage. So we watched my tactical games footage, and she was like, how long were your breaks between stages? And I was like, an hour and a half to 2 hours. She's like, that's wild, but that's actually how USPSA apparently used to be. Yeah. It was like over 2 days, and then you would shoot for an hour and a half, have a break for an hour and a half, shoot for an hour and a half. She was like, it is so much more concise now. Like the sport is truly evolving. And she was kind of saying,
I don't know if I'd have the patience for it. I'm like, I want to keep going.
We're in and out between 8 a.m. and 2 p.m. at the most typically. They say 3 p.m., but you're like usually sometimes out by like noon and 1. Yeah. So we really have it nice, but I love this alignment with like you're realizing all this with your movement, and then you are also like the USPSA as a sport is developing. Something I love, I know I've mentioned Lena a lot, but she's a huge figure in my life. Yeah, she's just a great person. She always says like, if you're going to go faster, you have to accept, she says it's a lot more beautifully articulated, but when you start to push yourself with speed, you'll lose accuracy. Like it's just one of the, and it's one of those things like, if you allow yourself to miss so that you can improve your movement and learn from your movement, then you can progress. If you're so stuck on like needing to, get, 90% and above alphas, like you maybe won't let yourself make those mistakes and move like you need to learn. So I really love that. This must be really mentally hard for you. Like as someone who's so competitive and has done so many difficult things at such a high proficient level, like you are.
But I'm obsessed.
Yeah.
I love it.
I can see it. I'm so excited. Yes. And you can see it when you're, I've been on your squad a few times now, and you're extremely focused. I'm starting to become more focused. Alistair came on a few weeks ago, the podcast, and something that was really revealing to me, he talked about the importance of major matches and like more high level matches, because you're out of your element, you're not with your friends and all those things. And it really, like, I was sitting there with him and I was like, not that I internalize all my guest speaker episodes, but I was like, man, like why does that idea make me so uncomfortable? And it's like, well, that would really push me. That would make me have to lock in more. But I've noticed with you, you're very focused during matches. I can see when even you're walking a stage, because I follow people because I usually.
No, that's good.
Dude, my mental capacity sometimes is so low by Saturday morning that I'm like, I don't want to come up with the stage.
Yeah.
So I
do the same thing too. I mean, I'm always questioning.
Yeah, of course.
And honestly, I'll watch Alistair because of where he is now, which I love him. He's just such a great example and a representation of our club here in Utah.
That's a good point. Absolutely.
Putting in the work and just making it happen.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, I wish I had the time he did. I'm married, have kids.
Yeah, totally fair.
That's not an excuse. It's really just my hat's off to him and the work that he's poured into it. But I'll watch him we'll walk a stage and I'll like think I have an amazing plan, and I'll like, okay, that's a better plan. I'm just gonna do Alistair's plan.
Totally fair.
But then other times it just doesn't feel good for me.
Totally fair.
And that's another thing that I had to learn is you're going to shoot your plan that you feel the most comfortable with, the best. Yeah. And even if someone else's plan might be, quote, better or faster, you actually might not shoot it as well as what you would shoot. And so there's a few little adjustments that I will make, obviously, just to kind of, and then sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Yeah. But I have learned that going with my gut and seeing kind of the overall better plan, but then if there's specific things that I should actually reload here, I know I will execute it better. Right. I will do that. And that always turns out better for me. And when I don't follow that, it usually is a disaster.
I was about to say, I'm sure you had to learn from doing someone else's stage plan and thinking, wow, I would have done a little bit better if I trusted myself on that. Like it's hard to have to learn that and like not burn a stage, but like have to say goodbye to a stage and be like, well, that's, that's gone. Absolutely. That's so good to know. Something I did notice about you, and my memory is not that great, but I do remember when I've asked you to like help me with stages, you're really big on like, I'm going to land here and then I'm going to do this.
Yeah.
So like, I love the emphasis you put on footwork, because if you think about it, for those listening that maybe aren't familiar with this, we are confined usually in spaces, marked by, what are those called? What do we call those? Like
The walls, the barriers.
barriers, walls, fault lines.
Yeah.
Lines, yes. And so it's important, like especially if you have to do a hard lean or even just like a mild lean, to know exactly where your foot's going to be.
Yeah.
And I remember just appreciating that about when you walked through a stage playing, you weren't just like, okay, I'm going to take these two and these two. You were like, I'm going to land here because I can see these two best in here. And like, I appreciate that about you.
And that does apply with dance too.
Oh,
like
well, yeah, absolutely.
when I was also on formation teams. Right. And I've coached a formation team. So a formation team is like 8 couples dancing a routine together, and you have to be in perfect lines. You move together. Does that make sense? So it's ballroom dance.
I didn't know it was called that. Yes, my sister does that competitively. I didn't know it was called.
Yeah.
I'm going to say that later. Like, how's formation? She's like,
oh, you're learning.
Exactly.
So you have to be at a very specific place. You have to be perfect about getting there. So I think that helps too with the transfers over, because I really look at it. I was like, okay, this is a dance.
Yeah.
This stage is a dance. And there are very specific places I need to be. They're the only places I can hit those targets from.
Right.
So what is the most efficient way to get there?
Right.
And how do I stabilize my gun quickly and and eliminate those targets as quickly as I can to move to the next one.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, that's so incredible. So, okay. So tell me this, as far as, we are in April, right? Gosh, of 2027. Nope, 2026, right?
2026.
Jesus. Oh my God. Sorry. I feel like
age us half.
Yeah, no, for sure. The other day I was talking to my friend and I said I was in my, I said I'm almost in my early 30s. And she was like, why would you say that?
You're
like,
20,
you're 28.
28.
She's like, don't say that. I was talking about starting a family. And so I was like, okay, let me have this one. But no, I really don't like to do that either. I'm not a fan of saying like, oh, I'm old, or like, I'll be too old. Like, I actually don't allow that in my like words.
Good.
Like if my sisters say that, or my mom even, I'm like, not allowed to like say it a different way. Like, don't put it out into the universe.
Definitely.
But for this year, as far as your training goes, what are you doing between dry fire and live fire to progress through master and GM? Because I know you'll get there.
Oh, thank you.
Of course. Putting that out into the universe.
Well, I'm trying to be as consistent as I can. I'm very busy with the workload that I have.
Yeah.
And I own 2 companies, and I do a lot of things on that side.
Right.
I help my wife, who you've got to have my wife.
Yes, I'm so excited. Before we actually answer this question, could we talk about this? What do you do? What do you do with Ashley? What does Ashley do? Because I love her social media presence. I will link her information in the show notes. Cool. The notes below the title, along with Ryan's, if you'd like to go click on that. But don't leave the episode yet. But yeah, please tell us of Ashley.
Yeah, so Ashley has a crazy story, over 20-year journey of fighting through health issues. So she, longer really, but when she was a teenager, she was on her deathbed. She had a very rare illness. She was misdiagnosed like 100 times. Like they just couldn't figure out what was wrong with her, but she was dying. Like her organs were shutting down. She couldn't even lift a finger. And so when I met her, she had just come back to dance. She had started to get better, right? And just that part alone, meeting her, hearing her story, her faith in God and her resilience, and at 18, 19 years old she was, just instantly kind of fell in love with her soul, right?
Oh my goodness. That's so lovely.
And she was told she would never dance again, right? And then we went on and had a beautiful career, danced on television, Broadway. Yeah. All of that. So
the furthest you could take it. It's incredible.
But then we moved back here, and she had to have a hip surgery from all of the dancing. She had a labral tear.
Jesus.
And that went great.
Good. Okay.
But 2 years later, and we were still dancing, just traveling from here. Yeah. And we had our daughter. And 2 years later, her left hip started hurting. We're like, okay, we'll probably have to fix this one. And she had been told that. So we had to go to a different surgeon because the first guy wasn't in our insurance. And that surgery ended her, not just her our dance career, but her way of life. Like she was in constant chronic pain all over her body after that surgery. We couldn't figure out what it was for years. We were, just doing everything we could think of to try to get her out of pain.
Yeah.
And nothing would work. And it pretty much every doctor said, well, you're just a chronic pain patient now. Here's pain meds. Like, it was like no solution. She's like, I'm not going to do that. So she started studying neuroscience, brain science. And she's like, well, I'm just going to figure this out then. If I can't find the answer outside of me, I'm going to find it within me. And she's always been a nerd. We're like straight A student.
I love it. Yeah, it's awesome.
Summa cum laude, graduates.
Of course.
And so she's into these neuroscience journals, and there's so much more information, even within the last 10 years with neuroscience. And so she started testing things, what worked, what didn't. She became her own guinea pig, testing things on herself. She had a lot of PTSD, which
of course
I already knew because being married to someone,
Yes. Yeah. Skull. Yes.
And what was crazy is all of the things that started working on her chronic pain, literally taking her pain from like a 10 down to a 2, also worked on her PTSD and her emotional trauma. Oh, wow. Because it was all nervous system related.
Oh my God, isn't it? Yes. Oh my gosh.
So she essentially unlocked how to heal and rewire your nervous system, whether that is emotional trauma, anxiety, PTSD, chronic pain.
Right.
Because chronic pain is the body is stuck in a nervous system thing where it's trying to protect you, and pain is protection, right? Your body's sending you alarm bells and it just gets over sensitive. And she'll be on here. She'll talk about it way better than me.
I would
way
absolutely love that. I would be honored.
So I actually studied public relations and marketing at Brigham Young University. And so I said, you know what, I'm going to help you, because she wanted to help other people. I'm going to help you like turn this into a business. So all of the web pages, all of the marketing materials, all of the email campaigns, I edit most of her social media videos.
That's so cool.
Produce her podcast. Yeah. She's took a break, but she wants to start that back up again. I do all the marketing, I handle the business side, so she could just coach her clients. Yeah. And I have a few other businesses on the side, but that's honestly the main one.
Yes. That's so incredible. Allowing and this, first of all, oh gosh, my brain just went so many places. First of all, you both are incredible, and her story is so inspiring. You guys have to follow her on social. She gives just such great pieces of advice. So much on social nowadays is like entertainment trends, but she's very, I really like the balance of her page. And
she hates being on social media.
Does she?
She does. Okay. But she knows that she wants to change the world.
Right.
And so that's where people are.
Right.
So if you're going to be on there, go subscribe. Absolutely. Follow her, because that's an account that you're just going to become a better person from following her, because she just tries to deliver value.
Oh, that's incredible. And being able to focus on her clients and you taking the marketing, that's so valuable. Like, even I have people that help me with She Shield, like being able to just be the host and then have people edit and do the social media for me. Like, being able to just be the host allows me to be more present, and like in a job like that where she's dealing with such, just layers and layers with each individual, like she needs to be able to focus. So I think it's so lovely that she has you, and you guys are this team. That's freaking awesome.
Thank you.
That's so wonderful. That's so very cool. And how has it been? Because you are an influencer, and that is not a bad term, by the way. I think it's so funny. People will ask me what I do for a living. I am about to sneeze.
Let it out.
Sorry. Nice. Okay. Do you like how I did like a little Muay Thai block? Right, Jesus.
That was yeah. I mean, I if I punched you, you would have blocked that.
Yeah, exactly. So funny
technique.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying. Right, Jeff. That's hilarious. But yeah, where was I going with that? You
influencers.
Yes, you also work on social media to promote yourself, and you wear a lot of hats.
Yes,
dude. Like
yes, a lot. I mean, there's other things that I do too, like outside of like other businesses that we won't get into, but
sure.
With the social media, like it's funny because most all of my followers were from the dancing. And I'm like, but I love dance, and of course, but it's not my passion now. Right. And it's not my life now. And I remember this moment where I said to my wife, I was like, should I post? Like, I really want to post this video of me training, but I know I'm going to lose a ton of followers. Like, totally different audience.
Huge risk there. Totally fair.
And I'm like, but you know what? This is why I do social media, is to share what I love, what I'm passionate about, and inspire people. Like, I know I did that through dance. And when I was on TV, there were so many messages of support. Like, you've inspired me, your story, like what you've achieved and everything. And I'm like, I really want to do that with shooting and share that passion and that responsibility that I believe men and women should be embracing and learning to be able to defend themselves and have families and be capable.
Yes.
And so I'm like, I'm going to do it. And sure enough, I shared it. And there was like, I don't know, 20 or 30 likes, nothing compared to what I used to have. Right.
Yes.
And I lost a ton of followers.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
And then I'm like, I don't care. This is me. This is me. I'm not going to like hold this back. And so then I just kept posting it and posting and posting it. And now I gained back all those followers and way more. And they're my community of people that just, I love to just share what I'm learning, share the, next thing that I'm using, tools and things that I found to help me in my journey.
Yes.
Whether that's gear or just tips on shooting. And now I'm instructing too.
Yes.
So I instruct with Tactical Cowboy Training Solutions. So.
Absolutely. And something I love about, so by the way, I knew about them. I don't know if you've talked to them about, like this.
How they know
but but I like knew about Tactical Cowboy when I lived in Arkansas, and I was like, damn it, I wish I lived closer to these people. Like you guys are like my favorite part of the world, like pieces of the world, fitness and shooting. And, I believe it's an hour-ish from here, an hour to an hour and a half.
Yeah. So we have a couple locations.
Yeah.
Yeah. We have one that's a couple hours more in the center of the state.
Yeah.
It's this very large, nice range, 80 acres.
Amazing.
But we do have one in Spanish Fork area.
Incredible.
It's about an hour and a half from here.
Okay, and I haven't freaking gone, and I feel so silly. I think I wrote Jacqueline. That's his wife, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Jackie.
Yes. Okay. I wrote her and was like, "Hey, I'm moving to Utah. Like, I want to meet you guys." I had no idea where that conversation led off. I need to like reach back out to her.
You need to. The community is amazing that we've built. Yeah. I mean, it's so great. And so when you go, it's the tacticalcowboy.com. And by the way, I do have a 10% off code, Ryan10. Yeah,
absolutely.
So if you sign up for a class, use my code Ryan10.
Yes.
But everything from it doesn't matter where you are. If you're a beginner, there are just intro classes to pistol and rifle, to very, very, very advanced. Yeah. Like Devin, he went through the highest levels of training that our government offers. And he took those standards and he essentially enhanced them. And he made it because he was passing them all and he was like bored. So it's like, okay, let's make these even harder.
Yes.
So from very, very beginning intro to very, very, very advanced. And CQB, everything that you want to do, concealed pistol.
Nice. Long range.
Long range.
Thank God, dude. Yeah. Because Alyssa and I, after this TAC games, we were like sitting down at the end, like, we've got to do more long range. We really thought, we were like, our shooting is going to like really help amplify us. And then we went and shot and we were like,
it's a whole other world.
It's a whole other world. There's like math. So no, that's so good to know. And you guys call yourselves mentors. I really love that. I feel like it bridges this gap between just like this person that you go and learn from one time, take a class, check that off, and then never see them again. Whereas like a mentor insinuates someone who's there for your journey. Yeah. And I really love that. Yeah. What classes do you teach with them?
Whatever is there on the website. So I help, and I do private sessions as well. Beautiful. So if you sign up for private sessions, we just kind of divide them between us, and like we'll show up and like connect and make sure that we're there for the first one. And I'm a mentor for all of them that I can, that I'm available for. Yeah. Like you said, I wear a lot of hats.
Like 40 hats. Yeah. So
I'm not full-time, but I do it as much as I can on the side.
Absolutely. That's so great to know. Yeah. Gosh, what an awesome resource. Utah is really great for that. Just like the shooting community, the instructional community. And I also like eventually want to maybe offer, some my instruction there. I've been teaching at like local ranges, but I haven't, it's not by any means a main source of income for me. I do it to like be active in the community and like meet people and make sure I get that one-on-one interaction. Because as you know, social media is so just like separated, right? Like I'm sure you and Ashley have talked about that at some point. Like you really don't get to know all your followers, but like those people you get to sit down with one-on-one. You're like, this is why I'm here. Like this is why I promoted myself to these like 40,000-ish people. So no, that's so cool. That's so good to know. Yeah. Okay. So we haven't talked about this, but you've mentioned being a dad, which is so wonderful. And I think really the only glimpse of that I had is you took your kid to. Was it so you think he can dance? Did you take her to go
we
see
took
the
her
show?
to Dancing with the Stars.
Dancing with the Stars.
Yeah.
Okay, yes. And her name is
Sophia.
it Sophia?
Just like yours. S-O-F-I-A.
Right?
Yes.
Okay, yes. For some reason I was like, no, there's no way that's the case. Like maybe I was like, it would be cool if it was an FIA, but it's literally the same as my name. That's so cool. So you took Sophia.
Beautiful
How did
name.
it go?
Wisdom.
Yes. Wisdom. Yes, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Sophia is our prized possession.
That's awesome.
We wanted more, but with all of the health problems that Ashley had, we couldn't. So
can't imagine. Yeah.
She is, but she is so special.
I bet
so
she's
sweet.
So cool. Like with you guys as her parents.
The best kid. You can, I mean, honestly, I like people like you did an amazing job with her. We're like, yeah, but God sent us like a one of a kind soul.
That's amazing.
And she in school and everything, she's always getting like the awards for like most helpful student, kindest student, like, helping others.
Yeah.
She also loves to sing and dance. So she's into that. She's found that passion. We put her in soccer. Like, we're like, you do whatever you like.
Nice.
We're like going to force you into it.
Nice.
But she just chose it. So
ballroom dance.
she actually just started ballroom and she's doing amazing.
That's so cool.
And honestly, it's just at her school. And like, I haven't even hardly taught her and she's already like
amazing,
making the top final second place in competitions.
Oh my God, this is so
she
cool.
does all the ballet and the jazz and hip hop and singing, acting. She loves all of that. And then, so Dancing with the Stars, we know all of the pros on Dancing with the Stars. They're friends of ours. We dance with them on Broadway. And so, Emma got us tickets. And so we surprised her.
Okay.
Because she just loves the show.
Yeah.
And she knows that we know everybody. And whenever they come into town for the show, the tour, we go and we'll go backstage. And so she's met a bunch of them.
Oh, good.
And so, it was a little surprise. We took her.
Yeah. Was it like
to watch the taping?
A lot of people take their kids to Disneyland and they're like, we're going to Disneyland. Was it like that kind of reveal? Did you get
it was like, pretty much. Yeah. We were like, we're like, hey, pack your bags. And just like, what? And we're like, get all your stuff ready. We're going on a trip. Yeah. And then the next morning I can't remember what we did. I think we had Emma from Dancing with the Stars record a video. That's what we did. That's so cool. And she's like, hey, Sophia, I just want to tell you where you're going today. You're coming to see me in LA to watch Dancing with the Stars.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. That's so cool. Fun. Do you feel like that encouraged her to start ballroom?
I'm trying to think when that was. If she, no, I think that she had already started ballroom at her school. Trying to remember the timing of when we went to the show. I think she already started ballroom in her school. But what's funny is this. So she did not want to do ballroom initially because that's what we did. Yeah. And like, we were these, amazing, whatever. Yeah. And people would always ask her, are you going to do ballroom like your parents? And
Gosh.
I think it just put pressure on her.
It does.
So she initially chose not to do it. Yeah. And we didn't push her to do it. Yeah. Like she did ask me to like start teaching her. And we did that a few times. We had a studio in her home, which I used for dry fire too.
That's awesome.
But then she was like, no. And knowing me and knowing she was like me, she's like, I don't want to do ballroom. And I was like, okay. Yeah, no problem. No worries. She's like, I just want to do like the other stuff, like ballet and contemporary and all of that. So, but then in her school, she signed up for a class and she's crushing it. Like, she's like,
amazing.
The instructor was like, she's the best in the class. And like, she's just natural. We're like,
That's so cool.
Anyway, so we're trying to balance it all. She's so busy with her other styles that I'm not sure if, maybe we'll have to do the ballroom in the summer or just try to fit it in.
Totally fair. This reminds me of, I grew up doing competitive violin and piano. Started when I was 4. Like my first violin was a cardboard box that I just had to learn how to hold. Wow. So yes. Cool. And it's all because my oldest sister with her real violin, like was walking, not paying attention and ran into a wall and broke it. So my mom was like, you guys get cardboard boxes now. Like I was the youngest. I was like, damn it. So yeah, learn how to hold that, learn like the wrist motion with a bow, which is just so just like not intuitive. Like
you're dancing with your wrist.
Absolutely. Right? Absolutely. And so I remember though, I begged my mom to quit violin, and I think at one point she was thinking about it because I wouldn't shut up. And then I got to orchestra in 7th grade. I came from schools that didn't have orchestras, went to one with orchestra, and then like this girl beat me out of my chair placement. I was like, no. So I went home and I started training, and I asked for a retest. I was like, give me a retest. I'll beat her this time. She doesn't even know if I brought out. Like, let's be real. So I beat her, which was like really kind of awkward to be like, hey, I'm just going to switch our music really quick on the stand. And I was principal violinist. Thank you. Like the rest of my junior high career, and then high school career. I ended up running into my sister and her violin career, and she was always principal violinist. So I was always like a couple chairs behind her, just ready to succeed her. And is it succeed or succeed? Succeed. To succeed.
I'm just gonna say
to succeed. Anyway, to succeed her. Anyway,
not succeed.
No, not succeed. It's succeed. It's definitely that. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, and
English, knowing English is probably the same word.
Dude, right? Oh my God. Joey Sauerland, another awesome friend of mine in the community. Did you take his class, by the way?
Oh yeah, I love Joey.
Okay, great. Awesome. Yeah. He loves to go on this rant about how like German versus like English. English is so hard to learn because there's so much.
Well, I'm fluent in Spanish now, and it's way better than English. Dude, it's so much easier.
It's mejor. Yeah, right. I completely agree. Oh my God. Yes, incredible. But yeah, until like I saw that competition kind of like you did when you were younger, I really resonated with that because it then became my own thing. And I stopped begging my mom to quit. I was like, actually, could I do a couple, like an extra lesson this week, which was another like $60. Can't believe I asked that, back then. But I think that's so incredible. Like you all are really letting her do her own thing. And oh my gosh, whatever she does, it sounds like she's just gonna take it to the stars.
Yeah, I mean, I would love for her to shoot one day, but no, she's not into it. So maybe one day she could.
Has she seen? I'm trying to think of if the ballerina. How old is she?
She's just turned 11.
11. Yeah. Is the ballerina like John Wick ballerina appropriate?
Oh,
for an 11-year-old?
I haven't watched it.
You haven't? Okay, you have to watch it. You literally are. You are that character.
Oh, thanks. I watched all the Wicks.
Really?
Yeah, that was definitely inspiration.
If Ashley's into that,
she should have
hair. Hell yeah, dude! That's what I'm saying. That's freaking awesome. That was Joey's inspiration to getting into shooting. Yeah. Did he tell you that? Like, yeah. So all that's so funny. It really has like transcended a lot in the industry. But like maybe just like if you guys watch it and you're like, oh, this could be appropriate. I don't think there's anything like.
Yeah, I'll check it out.
Yeah, check it out.
She might.
You could be like, let's see how she shoots and also does ballet.
I mean, absolutely, she will be capable. Like, I'm going to make sure, like, honestly, I'm not fulfilling my role as a dad if I don't make sure that she
can kill someone.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. In like the most PG way. Yeah. I actually taught kids jujitsu at one point, and it was so fulfilling because I was like, I can like teach kids how to like sprawl, if they need to sprawl, if they need to like, if they're punching, if they're striking, like where do they strike at? They're shorter, they're smaller, that was an interesting thing, but it's really lovely to hear that you're thinking about.
I mean, it is absolutely a responsibility to be able to defend your life. We live in a world, unfortunately, where you have to have those skills. It is part of life, unfortunately. And, I wish it wasn't that way.
Right.
I really do.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would feel like a failure as a father if I didn't make sure she was equipped to go out in the world and protect her life and other innocent life.
Absolutely. Oh my gosh. Ugh. So yes, that's such a good point. Has she done any combatives, like any jujitsu?
No,
like that?
Not yet.
Okay. Not yet. Nice. I like it. Yeah.
I get into that.
Gosh, I wish you guys lived closer. There's an awesome gym nearby that I've just really delved in with. And the kids program is so big. There's like 50 kids. Like you walk in and you're like just like trying to stay still because they're all running past you.
Utah is so amazing.
Dude, right? Yeah. Isn't that incredible?
I did martial arts as a kid.
Yeah.
I was in Taekwondo.
Amazing. Yeah.
Kicked my my whole leg through my bedroom door practicing, and my mom's like, "Okay, yeah, you're out until you can pay for it yourself." So I had to like get a job to pay for taekwondo.
Are you serious?
I had to pay for the door. She's like, "You got to fix this door."
Is it board? It's just plywood. Like, Mom, like I needed to see if I could kick it down. That's so funny. That's so cool. Well, she's obviously in good hands, and I'm excited. Yeah, if you ever want me to work with her on stuff, you let me know. That's something
that would be amazing.
Absolutely. I've got some striking pads, and I can like get on my knees. That's what I did with the kids, because I'm 5'10", you know, it doesn't really matter. But also adults do be taking kids. And
I honestly think that having a female instructor for her would be awesome. Make her feel more comfortable. Yeah.
I recommend it. Just like anyone getting into a combative sport, like women especially, they'll just super off topic, but for just so you know, for her, like as much as it's important to train with men and train with like a larger counterpart, getting into the sport with a woman is the best way to just get comfortable, understand how to be so close to someone.
Yeah.
And then like for her, like verbals, dude, like I haven't said this on the podcast yet, but I was driving back from the Shotgun World training with Lena, Lanny, and Jay Leese, and this dude came up to my car, and instead of shutting my door and driving away like textbook you should do, I continued to open my door, and he wedged himself in between. Like he kind of shut my door a little bit to come around between the gas pump and my door. And I had anytime when I travel, I always carry IWB. Like I don't mess with a bag because I want it to be, you know, as accessible. And I had like a flannel and a tank top, and I literally had my hand on my gun, and I ended up having to like yell at him to back off and like use verbal de-escalation. And I first asked him, and then he wasn't listening, so I like told him like yelled louder and drew attention to us. To the point where he was like, okay, like no harm. And then he goes, I love you. And I was like, back the F up. Like, I was like, back up. Like I went like all white chicks.
Yeah, you almost took one to the head after saying that.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. Like, gosh, because I remember I could feel the.
Was he just like, hi? Like, what was this?
He wanted money. You know, but it was interesting. He was like really well dressed, like really deceived. I couldn't, it was a bad vibe. My gut was off. And like,
you got to listen to that.
Exactly. And that's the thing. Dude, like,
which we've talked to my daughter about explicitly, and
amazing, and how
something feels off, and all of that, and you scream, I don't know him, I don't know you. You go to nearest door, you know, you're out on the neighborhood or whatever. All that stuff.
Good for you. Gosh, so has
she shot screen by?
Yes.
No, she hasn't yet. She hasn't. She's a little like, I just need to. She loves that I do it. She actually brags about it to her friends.
I would brag
my dad, and like totally like.
My dad could totally like hurt your dad. No, I'm just kidding.
But now it's definitely time to get her out.
That would be fun. Well, yeah, if you want to go shooting, let me know. Okay. I know the daughter of my my jiu-jitsu gym, she's leaving. She's just graduated high school, and she wants to go into the Navy and everything. So he was like, will you teach her? Like, so I'm going to teach her soon. And anyway, all of that to say, how cool.
Thank you.
Cool. You guys sound like amazing parents. So that's very exciting.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Have they gone and watched your competitions at all, by the way?
Yeah, they came down to St. George for where Nationals was. We shot, they couldn't come down when I shot Nationals, but they came for Nationals Reloaded, which is, you can shoot all the stages, the national stages the week after.
Oh, cool. Yeah. For like fun or for scoring?
It's a USPSA match.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, scoring.
Because the stages are already set up.
Yeah, they're already set up.
Nice.
Yeah, but then it's at that point, it's a local match, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And they came down and watched, and they were supporting. They thought it was really cool.
That's incredible.
I don't think I did very good on the stage, though, because I was like nervous.
Oh my God.
And I think it was a strong hand and weak hand stage.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
Oh, I mean, does anyone like?
Does any?
When you see weekend on the stage protocol, you have to read it 3 times. You're like, are you sure?
Everyone needs to spend more time on weekend.
Yes, Lena and I did shotgun dry fire yesterday, right to left transitions. So humbling. You have to like get everything back into position, and then you're like, oh, I have to engage my left shoulder now. Like, what is happening? Same thing with pistol. It's ridiculous. But
you shoot Walter mostly?
Mostly, yes. I'm not contracted with anyone, but I was part of their PDPF launch, like on a very subtle way, and then they sent me the steel frame compact for attack games. So it's a fun set. Oh yeah, I love it. You should shoot it. Next
I'm
time.
Shooting the steel frame 4.5 inch.
Oh really? Oh, like the serious one. Yeah.
Well, so I was shooting. That's also, I'll be honest, that is something that has also held me back. I have switched guns way too much in my first 2 years shooting. trying to find the perfect, it's maybe it is the dance stuff where
Sure.
the costume had to fit perfectly. The shoes had to be just
Sure.
right. And certain brands didn't feel as good as others.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so I kept switching and, so I've shot, Walters, M&Ps, Glocks. Those are pretty much the main three.
Yeah.
Last year I was shooting the PDP match, so the 5-inch.
Yeah, the Q5. Nice.
It was just, I didn't like how it didn't feel like it returned and snap back onto target as fast as like a plastic gun.
Sure.
So I went back to the plastic guns. Yeah, it's got that, slushier, longer.
Yeah. It is slide.
And it there's a little bit of bobble at the end.
Sure.
Especially it's just a little bit harder to call shots at distance.
Sure. Absolutely.
When you're shooting a plastic gun, like you have so much more feedback. You had a bad trigger press. It didn't return. Like when you take that second shot.
Right.
And the problem is I have tendonitis from my dance career because I was always the guy doing the lifting the girls.
Yeah.
And so I started getting really bad tendonitis shooting the plastic guns again, Glock. A lot of pain through my hand and my wrist. I have figured out exercises that have helped tremendously.
Ooh, nice.
With that.
What might those be?
Pretty much making sure that you're equally strong on both sides of your forearms.
Ooh, extensors and flexions.
Yeah. I do a lot of, with the barbell or dumbbells, but you got to make sure you do the other.
Like literally just forearm curls? Ooh,
forearm curls.
That's interesting.
And then I'll do a lot of reverse curls and add a rotation. So with the dumbbells.
Yeah. Okay.
And that has helped tremendously.
Absolutely.
But I've come back to the Walter. I went to the 4.5-inch steel frame because it returns a lot faster.
The newest one, right?
Yeah. It's Pro. So it has the upgraded trigger.
Yes.
But it returns faster than the match, the 5-inch.
Okay.
So I feel like it's a perfect balance between the plastic guns and the full 5-inch steel guns. It's a steel gun.
Yeah.
It has the weight. Put the long stroke guide rod in there too. And that's
beautiful.
That's where I'm going to stay.
Yeah.
My buddies are like, yeah, right. I have my clock. I have my timer. You're going to switch again. Yeah. I'm like, the rest of this year, I have to commit to that gun. I just need to stay. Because every time you switch, you really are retraining again. Like the reloads and everything is just different. Grip is a little different. But.
I also am a little toxic with my guns. I switch them up a lot. I went from the PDPF to X macro to the steel frame back to the PDPF. Yeah. And so I have that familiarity with it, but I really don't think I'm at the level yet where that minute of a change makes a difference enough for me. But someone at your level who's trying to climb that very small percentage, like we talked about, not small, right? Or not big, small percentage. Big. Damn it.
It's whatever. It's 10%, but it's a big deal.
It's a big deal.
It's 10%, but it's a big
change in skill that you need to climb those 10%. Yes. Okay.
Every little thing matters. Yes. And everyone knows who's switched guns, it does matter.
Oh, absolutely.
The guns behave different. Now, on the flip side, I can pick up any gun and I can be very accurate and lethal.
Absolutely. Yes.
My friends have acknowledged that.
Yes. Very John Wick of you.
Yeah.
Yes. Nice.
But when you're in a competition sport and fractions of a second matter or a one hit matters, the more that you perfect that one tool, that it's definitely going to go a long way.
Absolutely.
Eventually.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. No, I appreciate you sharing that. That's a nuance that doesn't get talked about a lot on this podcast as well. What we didn't talk about, we stopped off because I think your family's so cool and I wanted to make sure we had time for that. Oh my God, yeah. When it comes to your split between live and dry training, what are you doing now to climb your classifications?
So the biggest thing now is really what I told you in terms of the movement. So I dry fire. I have my whole basement set up with targets everywhere. Yeah. I have those speed sticks, right?
Right.
To the soccer speed sticks.
Yes, that's awesome.
To work entries, exits, right? Yeah. Shooting into position, making sure my gun is up.
Right.
And then it's really just taking all of that and doing it in live fire.
Yeah.
And then coming back and doing it again in dry fire.
Right.
And then do it again in live fire.
Right.
The biggest piece is that movement piece that has changed now, where I've really been focusing on in my dry fire with like, we force ourselves to have, like 8-10 targets, and you have, I don't know, 5-6 steps, and you've got to move around all of this.
Right.
And then now it's just taking that to the match.
Yeah.
What I'd love to do, we're talking about having a truck that has all of our stuff, like with barrels and barriers and everything, so
nice.
that we can just, it's already loaded.
Yeah.
It's like a trailer, and we just take it out, and then we can create what we just did in dry fire.
Amazing.
Like exactly what we just did in dry fire. And we'll just dry fire there, right? You don't have to just dry fire at your house.
Yeah.
But we just take all that, we set it up, we dry fire there, we figure out, right, what we want to do, and then we just live fire it.
I love it.
Right now we don't have all of that to take it out to the range.
Right.
But we do use the speed sticks and
nice.
do that. But that's the next step. This next phase is like actually creating full stages where we shoot. So
that's amazing.
And just, you set it up and live fire it, and you dry fire it, live fire it, dry fire it.
Yeah.
I do a lot of Joey's stuff, right? With speed mode, accuracy mode. His stuff is awesome. Check it out.
Absolutely.
Practical shooting training library.
Yes.
I should just throw that out there.
Yeah, please. Gosh. Yeah. I'd love to promote it. It's great. Yeah.
Yeah. He's great. And so, a lot of that stuff I do. I don't know if that answered your question.
It absolutely does. Yeah. It helps me. I was mostly interested in learning about how you diversify your live fire versus dry fire training. And I think there are a lot of people out there that don't know the magic of like dry fire and how important it is in someone at your level.
Essential.
Yeah. Exactly.
I mean, let me give you an example.
Absolutely.
When I was 16, I was really deep into the competitive ballroom stuff, but I was not happy with where I was at. My best friends were all beating me. If I was lucky to make the final, the top 6, I did, but I wasn't in the top positions.
Right.
So that year, so at the time we were pretty poor. We didn't have as much money to take private lessons and get training and whatnot as my friends. So they were getting a lot more coaching than I was.
Yeah.
So I said, well, I'm just going to work harder.
Yeah.
I'm just going to put in the work.
Right.
So I set this goal that every day I'd come home from school and I would, for at least an hour, I'd practice on my own, just in the living room. I'd go through all of the dance moves, right? Dry fire.
Yeah, absolutely.
I did
That's a good point.
This was like maybe late fall, early winter.
Okay.
By March. So I just did that for an hour a day. By March, not only did I make the national final, so I wasn't making even local finals.
Yeah.
Or I would make the final, but I'd be like 4th or 5th or 6th, right?
Right.
By March, I was top 6 in the country.
That's incredible.
Beat out all my friends. I was the only one to make it.
God, my brain just wrapped around that. That's insane.
And that was dry fire.
Yeah.
Essentially. This was outside of my rehearsal with my partner.
Yeah.
It was just me mentally going through everything in my mind and in my body and just practicing it.
Yeah.
So applying that to anything you're doing is obviously the key.
Right.
It really is. It's the work you're doing outside of the actual work, right? The actual event, I guess the competition, that will build all those good habits and muscle memory that you need. And then you just go confirm it in live fire.
Yes.
That's what live fire is. That you just confirm, okay, what I've been doing in my dry fire actually transfers over. I am getting faster. I am getting smoother. I am getting more
Gosh, absolutely. Alyssa keyed into Joey's training as well. So we started doing dry fire in the morning along with our lift, and the match directly after about a month of that was insane. I felt so much better. I shot one of my first B class fires, and I was like, whoa, hold on. Because I was really tired of sitting. You get sick of being sick sometimes. And I was just like, I'm tired of being C class. So I'm really trying to do that. I'm hoping the match on the 30th.
Yes. That's going to be a good one. I'm looking forward to it. We're squatted together.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Yes. I'll be watching your footwork. But yeah, that all classifier match, I think, will be kind of what allows us to jump. Alyssa and I were like, we could fly to go to one, and then the Armory set one up. So it was kind of wild. Yeah.
And there might be one at Slipsa too in July.
Oh, wonderful.
So we might have 2 this year, which we haven't had any. So.
That's incredible. Yeah. Wow. How crazy. Well, that's exciting. Let's go. Let's do it. That's awesome. So thank you for sharing that, because someone at your level, hearing that from you, it's so nice, and not everyone has an ammo sponsor, and, 10,000 rounds of ammo being sent to them every month. So dry fire can really be that difference for you if you're someone who's like,
Yeah.
you know, this is like a hobby for you. If it's not like something where you're a totally professionally sponsored shooter, which is rare nowadays. So
Definitely.
that's so helpful.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I've learned so much from this episode. I've always talked about how She Shield is like the most selfless and selfish endeavor, in my opinion, because it's really only sponsored by one person right now. And like, I get to have a team to help me and like outsource income from, you know, Sofia's being marketing. And in that way, I feel like it's selfless, but selfishly, I get to freaking talk to cool people and ask questions.
You're so
I'm
cool
interested
yourself.
in. Oh my God, fat eating is awesome.
Yeah, first day I
appreciate
met
that.
you, I'm like, this chick's awesome.
I
She's
appreciate
really
you so
cool.
much.
Yeah.
It's always so funny to be a guest speaker on episodes because I'm like, I forget how to be a guest speaker. I want to ask the host, like, so tell me, how did you, you know what I mean? I'm like, Sophia, shut up. So, this has been so delightful. I've wanted to have you on for a while. I think finally the studio, I don't know if you noticed, it's in a different
great.
room now.
I love it.
I like switched rooms
nice.
because this is larger and this is the space I've needed. And in-person episodes are my favorite. We get to like actually connect and talk and laugh.
I agree.
And virtual can just feel a little awkward and disconnected, especially when the internet goes out and you're like,
I know, you're like,
yeah, yeah, exactly. So thank you for making the hour and a half drive to be here.
Yeah, no
This has
problem.
been so lovely. I cannot
really
wait to interview your wife.
Yeah.
I hope she will be down for that.
yeah,
And
you guys will love her.
I'll make it worth her time content wise and all that. Hopefully, even though she doesn't like it, but I'm hoping that just like she gets work with her clients one-on-one, like maybe she'll enjoy this. Like
She honestly, she just loves the actual coaching, and so she doesn't like going on spending the time on the social media.
yeah, totally.
But she realizes now, like so many people are like, I look forward to everything you put out.
That's amazing.
So
Yeah.
she'll
That's
be
lovely.
awesome. You guys will love her, and
Absolutely. There's zero doubt there.
Yeah.
Amazing. Thank you, Ryan.
my pleasure.
Before we go, if you don't mind, what would you like to leave the listeners with? I always like to ask that to the guest speakers. It can be anything from motivation to like a tip or, you know, what you're going to go do after this.
Yeah. Okay. What am I going to go do after this? Like every day is a gift. And like I said earlier, if you're not growing, if you're not progressing, you're not living. So whether that is shooting, like what we've found, find something that is making you grow, making you learn something. We live in a world where there's honestly too much idle scrolling, AI efforts to get you to stop thinking, stop growing, stop learning, to create things that will do stuff for you. Don't let that kind of take your life. That's really a battle that we're in today.
Oh, yeah.
You've got to stay focused on growth, and that's truly living.
Oh, my goodness. That was beautiful. Gosh. For a moment, I was like, I thought I freaked you out because you were like, you know, but then you just proceeded to say that golden information. That's wonderful. And the AI thing is so real. It's too accessible. It's too easy. It's too summarized. It's too, it's too easy, you know? So I really appreciate that. That's a good reminder to myself.
Don't get soft.
Yes.
Stay strong.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, stay strong.
That's awesome. All right.
Pleasure.
All right, guys, stay safe and stay vigilant.